Before we long rest, it looks like Karlach needs to talk.
Soldier, my engine. It hurts. I think this might be it. Soon. Things burning hotter than I knew it could. But look, we've just about made it to the city. That'll do me. Let's go protect it. Whatever happens after that is between me and the so-called gods.
You don't think we'll find you a cure?
With this heat going, I can't spare the energy to think. I just want to enjoy whatever's left of this life of mine. Anyway, it could be worse. I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be, with who I'm meant to be with. How many people can say that?
How did you? Oh, it's you. I must have let my mind wander. Enough for you to wander in. Forgive me. I am drained. Ever since you killed Ketheric and took his netherstone, the Chosen's control of the brain has been brittle. It's rebelling against Orin and Gortash fiercely. I suspected that when we took Ketheric's stone, the brain would begin to break free. Those brain quakes confirm that my suspicion was correct. I do not know what happens now when it receives their orders, and I do not dare guess.
You feel the Emperor's fear as if it were your own. An Elder Brain enslaved is one thing. An Elder Brain unleashed will be the end of everything.
Beautiful, isn't it? The mighty Prince Orpheus, contained in submissive slumber. Come. You may as well sit a while, now that you are here. Your company isn't unwelcome.
You seem troubled.
An accurate summary. I have found myself distracted of late. I'm haunted by memories. They are relentless. I can think of nothing. No one else.
Whom do you think of?
Duke Stelmane, or Belin, as I knew her. I wasn't ready for her death. You thought you were my first ally. Far from it. I have long sought the allyship of others. It is the only way to succeed. Though my relationship with Belin was different from my relationship with you.
How so?
In life, she was my business partner, back when we ran the Knights of the Shield. A difficult task for a mind flayer. Duke Stelmane trusted me, and the city trusted her. I conceived the plot, but Belin took center stage. It was she who met with the merchants, politicians, and patriarchs. It was she who negotiated deals and signed off on agreements. Her rooms played host to the most important conversations in the city. Together, we brought order to chaos. At its height, everything that happened in that city went through the shield. Through us. I could not have done any of it without her. Just as I cannot do any of this without you. But now, she is gone.
I'm sorry for your loss.
I appreciate your understanding. What I feel is deeper than superficial cures can reach. And not entirely unwelcome. Most people think that mind flayers are soulless husks who feel nothing. I am glad you are not most people.
Thank you for sharing that.
You have shown me great empathy. We are closer now. Close enough, I hope, that I can ask you to reconsider your position regarding your physical form. I know it is no easy choice for you, but we will have a far better time ridding the city of Gortash if you accept just a touch of illithidness. Not to mention the Elder Brain itself. Our chances against it greatly improve the more illithid we both are. Another quake. The brain is rebelling again. I need to focus. And so do you.
I'm here for you. Always.
Well, I had an interesting conversation last night. Could it be true? Duke Stelmane allied with the Emperor?
Mind flayers are like devils. They just sport tentacles rather than wings. Clever, manipulative, exploitative. The Emperor says he's a friend. I think we'd be fools to believe him. And maybe it's true. Maybe Stelmane allied with a mind flayer and subjected the city to their political will. Or maybe he made an offer she couldn't refuse.
Did you know Stelmane very well back in the day?
I met her twice. The first time, I was a boy of 7 or 8, at a banquet in the Flaming Fist's honor. One look and I was smitten. Chestnut hair that flowed behind her like willow fronds, as she floated from one room to the next as if carried by clouds. The second time, Stelmane was different. Even with the aid of a cane, each step she took was a struggle. Every word she spoke took great physical effort. A stroke victim? I asked father later. No, he said. A stroke survivor.
You sense uncertainty in Will's voice. He questions his father's explanation.
I sense there's something more to this story.
Something's always gnawed at me. At the banquet, Stelmane didn't seem to look at us, but through us. But that second time, her gaze never left me. It was steel, sharp and unyielding. It could just be my imagination, but I always felt that it was more than a stroke that had changed her. What, though? I couldn't say.
Gone before her time, it sounds like. What a tragedy.
Not a tragedy, a calculated cruelty. Think about it. My father was Tadpole. Stelmane is dead. The people are frightened and the council's in disarray. To exert control, you must first sow chaos. A tyrant's strategy, as father would say. These murders aren't random acts. Someone powerful is guiding the killer's hand, and the city is made weaker for it.
All right, I'll just quickly gather the party for today, and then we'll head into Wyrm's Crossing.
Outside.
Fascinating.
Enough, Cats. Sir, you need to stay clear.
Ah, are you trying to get into the city? Got a minute to tell me about your experience at the gate today?
Slow down a second. Who are you?
I'm Lens, roving reporter for the Baldur's Mouth Gazette. My editor sent me to cover the drama out here at the gate. He wants some fluff piece about the heroic Steel Watch keeping the mob at bay, whether or not that's the truth or not.
I thought journalists were supposed to be impartial.
We are, and I am. It's my editor who seems to have forgotten. Mr. Needle's gotten pally with that Lord Gortash. Suddenly can't sing his praises highly enough. Seems like everything we write needs Gortash's approval. Can't recognise my own work by the time they're done editing.
That's appalling. So, people in the city have no idea what's going on?
Oh, they know some of it. Most would rather bury their heads in the sand anyway. Saves them the bother of feeling responsible. I'll try and get the truth across. Who knows? Maybe a line or two will meet Mr. Needle's approval. I won't be holding my breath.
Citizens only. I won't say it again.
But we won't clear from arm.
Halt! By orders of Lord Gortash, refugees are no longer allowed in the city. Turn around.
Well, ridiculous order aside, I'm actually not a refugee.
Well, do you have the means to support yourself?
My good lady, I am Will Ravengard. I will not pay to enter my own city.
Ravengard? Ugh, more like the ghastliest tiefling south of Neverwinter. No refugees. It is decreed.
I can take care of myself.
Right. Article 30.1.5 of the Council's decree on extraordinary wartime measures. I am confiscating that. The city thanks you for your contribution. Your name?
You're scamming me. Give me my money back.
I'll take it up with the Duke if you don't like it. Now, your name?
This is so against protocol. Why do you need my name?
I'm doing the questioning here. Last time. Name?
Fine. My name is Glory.
Well met, citizen.
Your parasite stirs. From the construct, you feel connection, resonance.
May I go now?
Not just yet. State your business.
I'm a herbalist by trade, Sir Fist. My assistants and I were out collecting blooms for that rub rot going around. Oof, nasty business. Contagious.
Uh-huh. Eyes open, body still.
Why?
The Watcher will communicate with our new intelligence directorate. They'll determine if you're a threat to the city. Upstanding citizens have no reason to fear. And you are an upstanding citizen, aren't you?
Behind the Watcher's gaze, a presence awakens. You are seen. You are known. Your party's prior transgressions are reflected in its stare, as witnessed by the cult's ever-alert, scrying eyes. It has heard the howls of slaughtered goblins. It has seen the deep shadows of Grimforge, and the stone floors left bloodied. It knows the cold walls of Moonrise Towers, and the cultists who fell there. The Watcher speaks directly into your mind with a voice like poisoned honey.
You are marked for special treatment. Not simply an enemy of the people, but an enemy of the Absolute. Come quietly, or die.
Well, at least we'll get into the city.
Your peaceful surrender has been noted. You will be transferred to Wyrm's Rock Prison, where you will await further sentencing.
Eat this, you pile of junk!
Villains, take heed.
God damn it all!
Recovery is imminent.
Those little bastards, or I'll have your heads!
Well, I guess that worked out.
Hear me out.
Men, women, children, all barred from entry. A damn travesty. A decade ago, Baldur's Gate would have welcomed any and everyone seeking refuge. Who would take in these souls, if not the Jewel of Baldurin?
What a shame. Baldur's Gate has a responsibility to people in need.
As long as Gortash is in charge, they'll be left shivering at the gates. All part of the plan, of course. Step 1. Create an army and order it to march on the city. Step 2. Shut the gates in the name of security. Step 3. Bask in the applause. Gortash hasn't made Baldur's Gate safe. He's made it a prison. And when his army breaks through, the people will have nowhere to run. To make this city a safe haven, we'll need to bathe Gortash and his allies in their own blood.
Let's go see about these gnomes.
Good to see you. Wasn't sure you'd make it to the city. Regretting it yet? I spent a lot of time thinking of worst-case scenarios while I was locked in that cell you plucked me out of at Moonrise. I didn't imagine anything as bad as this. The Gondians have handed Enver Gortash the means to bring about the end of liberty in Baldur's Gate. The Steel Watch, they're a threat to you, me, and every man, woman, and child in this city. They act all civilized, servants of the people, but they only serve one man. And the fucking Gondians are to blame for all of it!
Why put the blame on the Gondians?
They invented the Steel Watchers, and they're building an army of them. They've always been happy to provide their technology to despots in exchange for a stipend and the freedom to work in peace. They would have licked Saravok's boots, given the chance. And now they'll kiss Gortash's ring while this city screams. The Gondians are ingenious, but we're more than equal to them. There's nothing they can build that the Iron Hands can't tear down. I've built something unique for just that purpose. A rune powder bomb. First of its kind. 50 wizards high on the weave couldn't summon this kind of firepower. Get the bomb inside the Gondian facility, and boom. Problem solved.
Wulbren, please. This is too far. Everyone in the foundry would be killed.
Quiet, Barkus. The adults are talking.
Killing innocents won't right this wrong, Wulbren.
Innocents. You have no idea what you're talking about. The Gondians picked their side the minute they took orders from Gortash. If they had any courage, they'd have refused him and died like heroes, spitting in his face. Now they'll die like the dogs they are.
Gortash is the enemy, not the Gondians. I'll find another way.
There is no other way. But I believe in second chances. When you come crawling back here, and you will, we can talk.
How are you gonna disapprove and then be inspired? What?
A rune powder bomb? Huh. What the devil has he become?
A fanatic with no thought for innocent life.
The Wulbren I know. The one who skipped rocks with me in the Underdark. He's still in there. I know it. But his hate for the Gondians has blinded him. He believes they work for the Absolute willingly. But it's not true. I'm sure of it. Something is wrong. Very wrong.
Those things are terrifying. If someone hadn't been there. But they were. And I'm here now. I'm safe.
Are you all right?
I will be. But thank you for asking. I just want to be useful, but I'm not as good at this as the others. But I'll get better.
Confuses me for a member of staff.
I'm starting to remember that Wyrm's Crossing has a bit of a reputation, doesn't it? Tad mercenary, tad sordid. Anything and anyone for a price.
Nah, but to little harm. Shouldn't we all be allowed to stoke a few fires from time to time?
How about the flop house? Exactly. It has
You sound like you're speaking from experience, Will. Perhaps you'll have to give me a tour, refresh my memory.
I'm afraid you'd find my own stories rather tight-laced, Shadowheart. I was never one to sow my wild oats.
Good to know.
Welcome to Charis's. A weary traveller, battered and bruised. You come for sustenance, no decadence. A mien cool as ice, yet eyes burning hot. Oh yes, I know your bliss. A sturdy dwarf, a leather whip, she gives, you receive. Or have I misjudged you?
Can we not talk about this?
Sweeting, are you blushing? There is no shame in pleasure, even less when the pleasure is pain. It's Fionn you seek, our stern librarian. She isn't here today, alas. Your penance must wait. Well, we've other ways to fill your void. A drink for one, a pair of drow for another. Choose your sin.
Another disappearance. Will this stern librarian of yours be back tomorrow?
Sweeting, I'm no fortune teller. If I had a crystal ball, I promise I'd already have consulted it. Truth is, Fionn's gone well missing. And my hands may be skillful, but they were not made to turn every last stone she might be hiding behind.
You need help. Let me find Fionn for you.
To service is my calling, not to be served. Ugh, but I'd be a fool to say no. The girl kept my coffers near overflowing. 2 flights up, then turn right, and right again. That's Fionn's pleasure room, Elminster's library. Here, take the key.
Damn, Hoots! That new batch burns stronger than a pit fiend's fist.
I'll take that as a compliment.
Take it however you want. But I'll be having my usual from now on. Oh. It's Raphael's favorite misadventurer. You've put me out of pocket, you know. Raphael bet me 5 soul coins you'd reach the city in one piece. He rented a room upstairs in the hope that you'd drop by.
He should have stayed home. I have no intention of speaking with him.
Such a shame. You won't survive without his help. And I'll miss your pretty face. At least hear him out. You'll be surprised what he has to offer.
You're looking parched, sweetheart. Another tankard?
Hell's, darling. Another sip and I'm like to spill over. But other hankering for spicier flavours. How about you give me a taste?
Is everything all right here?
Right as falling rain. What's it to you, chuffer?
Don't worry your pretty head about the fist, love. I can play them all like a lute.
Distasteful behavior. Your ranking officer should know about this.
Oh, hells. Last thing I need's the manip on my arse. See you around, doll. Keep that fire stoked for me.
Damn it all, that guy's loaded! You just chased off a full coffer of tips. But I've still got one tip left, just for you. Don't stand between a gal and her gold mine. Listen, sweetheart, I'm sure you meant well. You want to help? Open your coin purse. Start with hoots if your whistle needs wetting. You want extra attention? Try Mamzelle Amira.
No, thank you. Oh, but I'll talk to you. You're a pretty kitty, aren't you? Oh. Sorry. Let's apologize.
Come to pay your respects to the real lady of the house, I see. What a clever creature you are. It's your lucky day. I am receiving compliments at this time, and you are most welcome to make an offering.
Oh, well, you know, your eyes are two baleful jewels that strike fear into the most complacent of rats.
Oh, you are quite correct. I consider them one of my finest features. The unwashed rabble who frequent this establishment have much to learn from your deference, and I must suffer their foibles alone. But they do say a burden shared is a burden halved.
What's that shady pair over there whispering about?
Can't you hear from here? They're talking about the new top cat in the criminal underbelly. Go and listen for yourself. As for them personally, one never washes and instead douses himself with rose oil, while the other can't hold his drink.
Maybe I will listen in.
There are a scant few customers today.
The two men bark softly to each other. A single name reaches your ears. 9 Fingers.
You rats with the guild now. Heard 9 Fingers met her match.
The new kingpin? All meat and muscle, that one. And wild as a werebear. If he's looking to oust 9 Fingers, my blade's got his back.
Sounds messy as the 9th hell. Must be why she called us to help.
Is that right? The way I heard it, you Zent cut a deal with the new... Hold on. You there! Getting up in our affairs?
And you're airing private matters in a brothel.
She's got you there, Spoon.
Don't matter. This discussion doesn't concern you, so why don't you make tracks?
Fine. I'm sure we'll see each other again very soon.